What's going on, you guys? So, check it right. It seems like we're experiencing deja vu with the MTV Base Hottest MCs list because once again it was trash. I mean, where do I even begin? So at number 10 they had Touchline, at number 9 K Keed, number 8 Bravo LaRue, number 7 A Reese, number 6 Black Key, number 5 Casper in Your Vest, number 4 KO, number 3 McLaren Doughboy, number 2 Nasty C, and at number 1 AKA. Now, usually the criteria they go by is bars, lyrics, sales, buzz, and a globally recognizable X factor in overall presentation and market relevance. And with that said, this list is trash, and I guess we could start by discussing what's wrong with the actual list. Now, firstly, shout out to Mega. He'll definitely go down as one of the best to ever do it, but I don't think he should have been number 1 on that list. I mean, granted, Mass Country is one of the best albums to drop this year, but that's just it. There was only the album and nothing else. Now, due to unfortunate circumstances, Mega wasn't here to promote the album in any capacity, and I'm sure if he was, he definitely would have. But we can't be dealing with hypotheticals. We're dealing with what actually took place, and I personally don't think that enough was done to have AKA at number 1. Plus, Mega always expressed that the list was trash, and that if he were ever to be placed in it, he should only be number 1. But my thing is, why put him in that spot if he's not here to witness it? It's a real slap to AKA because they never gave him this credit when he was still alive, and I just find it disingenuous by MTV because they clearly trying to gain favor with the audience, but even that backfired on them. But anyways, another issue I had is McLaren Doughboy being number 3, because what did he really do as well? I mean, other than having a couple of features throughout the year with Promise, 018, Lick Back, Injaga, and a few others, I genuinely don't feel as if he should have been as high as he was. And I know he has some brand deals with Coke Studios, Puma, and Sports Scene, but is that still enough to be placed in the top 3? Like, come on guys, what are we really saying here? This just tells me that some of the panelists were clearly running an agenda for UMG and giving favor to one of their artists, because truly speaking, there were artists who outperformed and did way more than McLaren. But anyways, another issue I had was K Keed and Bravo LaRue being included in the list. I mean, no disrespect to these two, but honestly speaking, what did they really do? I will say in regards to Bravo LaRue, I've seen quite a few people giving his album praise, but does he tick all the boxes in terms of the criteria? Truly speaking, I don't think so. In terms of K Keed, I think she was just included for female representation, nothing more. And I only say that because I see no one ever talking about her or her music. She honestly has no buzz around her. Another issue I had is KO being at number 4. I mean, homie's biggest song is not even hip-hop, and his album wasn't even spoken about or given that much buzz because of that one song. I mean, let's be real, guys. SR3 did not move the needle, and it might have gotten sales because of Said There, but it doesn't compare to all the other albums that dropped. Now I get it, KO is an established artist in the game, so he'll always have the brand deals, but despite that, he hasn't done enough in my eyes compared to other artists. Now, one more issue I had is A Reese being placed at number 7. I mean, Reese really did the most this year, and giving him that placement is a complete insult. It's actually hilarious, because this just tells me that the list is a fucking joke, and the people who compiled it are clueless as to what's actually taking place in the culture. I mean, Reese gave us solid verses throughout the year with Achilles Free, wrote the book, and a few others I'm forgetting right now. He collaborated with Hennessy and was actually invited to the events in New York where they celebrated 50 years of hip-hop alongside Nas and Hit Boy. He dropped arguably the best hip-hop album this year with Paradise 2, and it did crazy numbers with its opening. He put on the Reese Effect tour in various locations throughout the country. He put out merch for his fans, and he's been the most trending hip-hop artist throughout the year. So MTV, what are we actually saying right now? Are you niggas oblivious to what the boy has done? Or is it an agenda that you guys are running because it can only be either one of the two? I mean, Reese is independent and not industry, and because of that, I doubt there was anyone on the panel truly fighting for the boy, because we all know most of these panelists are associated with labels and brands, and they'll push the artists they've worked with. So if I haven't said it already, the boy's placements is bullshit. So now that we've gotten that out the way with, I think the artists that should have been included are Jay Jody, Tyson Sabatelli, Words, and Flame. I mean, these guys really put in work this year, and for it to go unnoticed is really disappointing but frustrating. For instance, J. Jody dropped the Revenge is Sweet EP, which was a solid offering from him. He partnered up with the deodorant brand Axe. He gave us countless of fire features throughout the year, and he was the highlight on DJ Clen's album Viral. In regards to Tyson Sabatelli, he dropped a mixtape which sounded like an album with presence. He signed with Sony Music Entertainment. He's been giving us solid features as well, and he's managed to maintain buzz around his name consistently throughout the year. With Flame, despite being robbed of his belongings, which includes some of his music he planned on releasing, he still dropped 2 projects with The Lost Pack Volume 1 and Note to Self, which speaks to his level of consistency and passion for his craft. And lastly, with Words, he dropped one of the best rap albums with People Forget to Be People. He charted for a whole week with that album. He's been delivering some dope features throughout the year. He also made it onto Apple Music's Rap Live playlist cover with Barker Haynes, and he's been outside and a lot more active recently. So with that said, I believe the list should have been as follows: Nasty C at number 1, Aries at number 2, Tyson Sabatelli at number 3, Casper Nyovest at number 4, Words at number 5, Flame at number 6, J. Jody at number 7, Touchline at number 8, Pretty Ugly at number 9, and McLaren and Blackie both at number 10. So personally, that's how I would have had it, and I think it's worth giving some honorable mentions to the likes of AKA and KO. Now, I would say that I hope MTV chooses less biased individuals in the future and actually compiles a list that actually makes sense, but I'd be fooling myself to ever think so. I mean, every year it's the same shitty list from individuals who seem pretty clueless when it comes to what actually took place in the game. So they've lost all credibility in my eyes, and I don't think they deserve any attention, clout, viewership, or ratings from us as the audience until they actually deliver a list that actually makes sense. But you guys, let me know your thoughts on this. What did you make of the hottest MC list by MTV? And who would you have included if you had to make your own list for 2023? Comment down below. Anyways guys, thanks for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed. Please make sure to hit that like button if you found the content dope, and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. It's on to the next one. Peace.